Born in 1932 as Teresa Nwagu in Imo State, Nigeria, to a father whose profession she would later emulate and a mother whose resourcefulness helped many to survive the 30-month Nigeria-Biafra Civil War, Teresa's path to becoming one of Nigeria's most influential educators began with high enrollment at the Holy Child Primary School in Calabar. After surviving a nasty bout of meningitis at age 13, Teresa enrolled in Cornelia Connelly College, referred to as CCC. The book, Footprints and Milestones, reveals that CCC is where Teresa's real education began, with not only being introduced into various cultures of her homeland through the other girls, but also to the beliefs of the world at large through the foundation story of CCC. In 1951, Teresa took the Senior Cambridge School Certificate, as well as the first ever entrance examination into the Nigerian Civil Service. Following her success in both examinations, she was employed by the Eastern Nigerian government as a clerk at the Enugu Secretariat. It was here Teresa displayed her innate skills as an educator by schooling the authorities on how men and women should be given equal and well-deserved opportunities to develop and grow. In 1953, Teresa was one of the few girls to be awarded a scholarship to study in the United Kingdom. After passing her GCE A-level examination in Northwestern Polytechnic in London, Teresa was admitted into the ancient and prestigious University of St. Andrews in Scotland, where her course of study spanned over several disciplines, including geography, Latin, political economy, logic, and metaphysics. Whilst in St. Andrews, Teresa got herself educated socially by engaging in several extracurricular activities, as well as utilizing her holidays to travel to different countries in Europe. The experiences she gathered, numerous photographs she took of sceneries, and geographical features helped to bring the knowledge of geography alive to her students when she returned to Nigeria. Teresa's teaching career started in Queen's School, Enugu in 1959, the same year she married her husband, Charles Ballantyne Chukuma. It was also during her time in Queen's School that she was selected by the West African Examination Council, WAEC, to be an examiner for the Senior School Certificate Geography, a job she did for 10 years.
Every day my people, they inside bus.
By 1967, when the echoes of war started getting louder, Teresa's instinct made her move with her children to Bendel State to be nearer her husband's home in Kwale. Indeed, the Federal Ministry of Education posted her to Federal Government College Warri as head of the Geography Department. After just one term in the college, the Nigeria-Biafra War broke out, causing the ministry to immediately post Teresa back to Lagos. This time she was posted to King's College, Lagos, to hold fort for the 2 geography teachers who had fled to Biafra for fear of their lives. Teresa carried the geography workload of the whole school till 2 other teachers were posted to replace her by mid-1969. Her return to the ministry headquarters was short-lived because by May 1971, Teresa was appointed Nigeria's first deputy permanent delegate to UNESCO in Paris, France. In typical Nigerian fashion those days, the entire family clan came to the airport to see Charles, Teresa, and the kids off to Paris. On her return from Paris in 1974, Teresa was appointed founding principal of Federal Government College Ijaniki, Lagos, and by 1977, the principal of Queen's College, Yaba, Lagos. After a successful tenure in Queen's College, Teresa was promoted to Director of Education and posted to the ministry headquarters, where she headed several departments spanning over 10 years. During this period, the book Footprints and Milestones gives an elaborate and interesting account of Teresa's active participation in various board and council meetings, both in Nigeria and overseas. Indeed, Teresa has traveled to more than 40 countries in her over 45 years of service to Nigeria and humanity. A member of several professional and social bodies, societies, Teresa is a member of the National Institute and a fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Education. Teresa is also a member of the Hall of Fame of Queen's College, Lagos, and the Nigeria Women Hall of Fame, Abuja. After her retirement from public service in 1992, Teresa continued taking part in educational activities and community service for several years before deciding to write her memoir, which she has titled Footprints and Milestones. Mrs. Chukuma is blessed with 7 children, 19 grandchildren, and 6 great-grandchildren. She continues to receive commendations and awards for the legacy of servitude in education. In August 2017, the Senate and General Assembly of the state of New Jersey saluted and commended her for her achievement in education and her community. Her hope is that parents will encourage their children and wards, especially the female ones, to read this book and learn that nothing is impossible where there is a will. Young people will learn from this book that hard work pays and does not kill anybody. They will learn to dream big and aim for the stars. They will also learn the virtues of humility, steadfastness, as well as the reward of loyalty and service to others. In closing, and on behalf of the Chukuma family, Boo Boo, as Mrs. Chukuma fondly called her first son, Bruce, also known as Chaz B, has some parting words. He was undoubtedly the most troublesome of her children, but God miraculously changed him in the last few years and gave him the voice, grace, and courage to initiate a unique radio program titled Sharing Life Issues with Chaz B. Through this program, sponsored by MTN and Sterling Bank, Bruce was able to reach a cross-section of listeners from all over the country, sharing their problems, preaching the word of God, encouraging widows and orphans, as well as the poor and the downtrodden. He had partnerships with Bridge Clinic and Muka Foam, all geared to alleviate the plight of the less fortunate. Bruce's program, in a span of 5 years, drew millions of souls to Christ. Here is a parting message from him.
I want you to know how special a woman you truly are. As my mother, for 50 years now, I can tell you that a lot of my wisdom, incidentally, a lot of people think Chaz B is very wise. Well, a lot of my wisdom comes from this very lady here. And obviously my father, Charles Valentine Domokumo Chukuma was his name, a great man as well. I want you to know that you are correct. He touched thousands of countless of lives. And I also want you to know that everywhere we, your children, go, at just the mention of your name, doors open. Because it is better to have a good name than silver and gold and precious diamonds. And I can tell you that this name that we have inherited from you is a very significant name. It's a name that wears well upon us. It is a name that you have used and have raised us well, you and my father, your husband. And it's a name that's well respected. I believe that all your children today, wherever we go, they can testify. This is my testimony. Wherever we go, and we mention, I'm the son of Mrs. T. Chukuma, there is an atmosphere change. There's something, it's scary almost sometimes, because in a crowded room, there's 2-3 people there that, would recognize that name and will come to your rescue, whatever the situation is. I am not kidding, by the way. And so I thank you for that. I thank you for that. I love you with everything that is in me. I, will always keep you in my heart and in my soul, and I know all the rest of us will. And this will be an eternity thing. And as we come to meet you over there, as we all cross over, we look forward to that time. But as I've said, we are believing for another 20 years. So we'll be doing 90 and we'll be doing 100, okay? And we'll be inviting all of you back again. So, Mama, I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. This does it. It's been a fantastic interview with Mrs. Teresa Chukuma, who, luckily for me, is my mother and the mother of all my siblings as well. It's been fabulous. I mean, just brilliant. I am so privileged and happy that we were able to take this time, this moment in time, and capture this particular interview.